Hey boys, welcome back to some Nrl Supercoach 2023 season. It's going to be the round 4 pre-lockout discussion, and we're going to go through the trades. Also remind me to look at the top 1,000 and also the leagues. Obviously I'm joking, you can't remind me, but I'll try to remind myself because it feels like after every Supercoach video I'm like, shit, I was meant to look at that. But we'll quickly go through. You know what? We'll do it now. Let's have a look at the leagues, and then I want to look at. I wanted to see like how many points I was behind, sort of top 1,000, because I'm interested to see, and also I'll have a look at a couple of the teams that are doing well, just for educational purposes. But so that's about public league. We'll just go through. See how people are going in these ones. So, our first league, Brooks Deliam. He's killing it. Luke Brooks, he's absolutely killing it. 3-0. So he's 3,200, going okay. He'd probably 3,200. I don't know. We'll get a better idea when we look at like how many points at top 1,000. But I would guess. I don't know, what am I, like 20,000? Maybe he's a couple of thousand, maybe a little bit out of that. Road to reserve grade, so he's a slightly above me. Actually, no, we'll go to let's go to total points. So yeah, Brooks Deliam is on top. Joe's Heroes, he's only one. Oh, that's a killer, dude. This is like a league I'm in with some mates. I was killing it. I'm well and above the total points that anyone else is on for like the league, but I've only won one round, which is crazy. But Joe's Heroes, he's lost 2 games and he's 3,200 overall. Trent's Mexicans tick under 3,200. Reserve grade. Then myself, everyone about that 3,100. Getting a little bit lower. The Walk of Shame coming up for who's low. So it's not too bad. Like even Latrine Mitchell at 2,900. It's not that far off. So going okay. Let's have a look at Brooks Deliam team. I'm curious. So he's still got he kept Brandon Smith. I mean, if you played him, he's got 54 last week. You'd be happy with that. He has the Smith and Tanner Boyd combo. Surely looking to trade one of those out. He's went with Max King to start. Honestly, a very astute pickup. Like, he's averaging basically the same as Tarpany for quite not a whole lot cheaper, but a fair bit cheaper for sure. So definitely good there. Christian Welsh, Utakamanu, he's got Ben Murdoch-Masilla. Oh, that could be a slow burn. For feeder, he's got Nat Butcher. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was very keen to start with Nat Butcher, but just the fact he was 100k more than Egan Butcher and like Luke Garner and Teague Wilton, I just couldn't justify it. But he's going well, averaging 65. I mean, Nat Butcher's. He's just such a solid worker that he's going to score well regardless. He's got Hopgood, Ali Katoa, Dury. He's brought in, I don't know if he just brought in Schuster or if he started him. Sam Walker-Cleary, Adam Dewey, Katoa. He's got Ruben Garrick. Great pick up there. Holmes, Kiraz, Isako, Alamotti. And then the fullback, Tom Trbojevic and Fido. So honestly, this is a strong team. The only one, I think, Fido at fullback, although Tedesco's been stinking it up anyway. So honestly, it's not bad to make some money, and then probably looking to move Fido on for someone better. But that's a damn good team, honestly. I guess, well, the dummy halves are also an issue, I would say, but depending how much money he's got in the bank. Let's look at League 2. See if points scored. So League 1 still the top. We just looked at was still on top, 3,200. A lot of guys around that 3,100 range, and then League 3. Let's have a look. Ooh, couple of high ones. So I just don't want to be here. Michael, 3,300, And then Big Ball is 3,300. Even J Bronx is mid 3,200. So I think 33.45. I mean, that's got to be in the top 1,000 surely, or at least close to it. I would imagine. Who's he got? Harry Grant, Kurt Donahue has his backup cheapie. He's got Joe Tarpany, Ruben Cotter. Obviously Cotter's out, so Cotter was a bit of a rough pickup. He went with the big boys up top too, but Cotter, I mean, you can move him on to pretty much any, well, depending how much money, you'd probably want to pick up Payne Haas, but yeah, I don't know, maybe Tohu Harris or Payne Haas would be the only guys I would really be keen on in the front row. He's got Ben Murdoch-Basilla as well, Tikamanu. Cam Murray, Nat Butcher, Hopgood. So the Nat Butcher, dude, 5.8%. He's not that highly owned, but a couple of the guys in our league doing well with him. Teague Wilton, Jackson Ford is back this week, which is good. I guess there's a bit... I can't get Ford, unfortunately. He's going to go up in price after this week, but it probably won't be that much because he had that low score. So if he plays this week and he plays 80 minutes again on the edge, hopefully his price hasn't gone too high. Hopefully he has like a lower week. And maybe I'll look to bring him in next week, but I can't justify bringing him in this week. He's got Schuster brought in, Sammy Walker, Cleary, Dewey, Matt Burden. I wonder, did he start with this combo? Matt Burden and Dewey? Jeez. I mean, obviously Burden did well this week, but if he started with it, that's pretty damn good to be on 3,300 with Burden. Fido, so Fido's been a great pickup. Alamotti, Camprera, Warbrick. I mean, everyone's got these three cheapies. Obviously, they were just the best of the bunch. Klokstad, so he held Klokstad, which is... I did want to hold Klokstad, but honestly, it worked out pretty well going Kiraz, Taruva, Howarth, Tom Trebojevic, and he's got Mitchell. So, I mean, pretty similar. He's just... I mean, Grant is the main difference there compared to me, I would say. And I guess he's got Murray and Butcher, but I reckon he's just nailed the captaincies. Like, that's something that I just have not done, which has really cost me. Let's quickly look at rankings. So, what was I? No, go back to... What? How many points am I even on? So I'm 31, 33. I just looked at that before. I'm so dumb. So I like a couple of 100 points behind our top guy. Why can't you go? That's honestly, the dashboard for this is a little bit strange. You got to go back to edit team. So rankings. So we'll have a quick gander. Also, I want to look at a couple of the top teams. So this guy is fairly, well, not a whole bunch out in front, but he's got a substantial lead. He's the only one in the 3,600s. The Madman here. Let's have a look at his team. So Harry Grant, should have just started Grant, dude. He's got the young gun here for the Seagulls. Maybe he plays. He's got Payne Haas, Tohu Harris. I mean, that right there is probably his biggest upside, just his front row and dummy halves, really. Payne Haas and Harris have been absolutely killing it. But Harris, he only got 60 this week, so that's why I'm not... I want to see a bit more out of Harris to see if he keeps up the minutes. I wouldn't be rushing in to bring him in, if I'm being honest. Gilbert started a bit slowly, but he's had a couple of really good weeks. Stefano... Kalamatangi has been a pretty darn good pickup. A bit under the radar, only 3%, so that's a big one for him. Tino, Pat Carrigan, Hopgood, Tuolangi. He started Tuolangi, really? Interesting one. I mean, there was potential there for Tuolangi, but I don't know. For what he did at the Tigers, I think there were better options in the mid-range price. He started Cherry Evans, I'm guessing, or maybe brought him in last week. Ezra Mam, Josh Schuster, bit of a so he had Cherry Evans and Ezra Mam in the halves. I mean, Mam has been killing it, but bit of a strange one. Lachlan Miller, Herbie's been pretty solid. Isaiah Tass, really? Fido's been good for him. He's got the the three cheapies, and then Trebojevic, and he's got Taruva as the other fullback. I mean, the team obviously has done really well, but this is sort of what I want to talk about. Like, for you guys that are watching, maybe you're in a similar position to me. I mean, a lot of the guys in my league are pretty similar placed, I would say. You can't panic because, like, this team is obviously good, and he's got a lot of guys that, I mean, Kalamatangi is probably the main one, I would say, and who else? I mean, starting with Haas and Harris, yeah, that's really good, but they're not super pods. Kalamatangi is definitely a super pod, and then no one else. I mean, Tass, but I definitely wouldn't have started Tass to start the year. That's a bit of a strange one. I mean, it's a ballsy play. He is coming first, so I shouldn't talk shit. But let's look at. But yeah, like, I wouldn't be that upset. Like, he doesn't have Cleary, he doesn't have Hines. Maybe he's got a lot of money in the bank to go those guys, potentially. If he does, and he's sitting pretty. But if he doesn't, he could find himself behind pretty quickly without Hines and Cleary. And also another fullback. He's only got Trebojevic. I mean, Taruva's solid, but no Mitchell, no Tedesco, no Reece Walsh. Let's look at the second guy here, Sharkies, TOS Shark. So, Harry Grant, Egan. That's... no spoilers, but that's probably the dummy half pairing I'm going to be running. Payne Haas, Ruben Cotter, Utikamanu. Looks like he went a lot of the mid-ranges like me. T. Wilton. I didn't go Katoa. He's been a good pickup for people. Hopgood. Carrigan, Preston. I mean, Carrigan's been a gun too. Matt Dury, Sam Walker, Trindle. So he had Trindle. I mean, again, that's a ballsy play. Like, 12% of people have Trindle. I don't know if they brought him in, like, recently, because Hines was always sort of on the fringe of coming back. So, I don't know. It always felt like you couldn't bring him in, but a lot of people did. Ezra Mann, again, the 5'8". I mean, I guess they just didn't go Dewey or Burden. They went with the potential of Ezra Mann, and he's done well, averaging 63. Katoa, Joey Manu. Don't know about the Manu play. I don't know when he brought him in, but that's a lot of... I would never have spent that much money on Manu. Yeah, Ruben Garrick, obviously great. Holmes, Kiraz, that's fantastic. I mean, he's got a fucking expensive centre wing. Good God. Where's he gone cheap? I mean, I guess the back row he went cheap. He doesn't have a... I mean, Carrigan is 650, but yeah, he went cheap in the back row. His centre wing is fucking crazy. And then he's got the cheapies, and then Trebojevic, and he's gone cheap in the fullback as well. He's got Fido, which I don't really like either, but again, he's gone better than Tedesco. So, yeah, a couple of different teams there. But yeah, the big one there, like, the people that are going really good, they started with fucking Fido. And 54%... I just hope he falls off a cliff, dude, because I'm not going Fido. But let's have a look at my team now. Enough of that garbage. So, as you can see, I've made my second trade, and I've brought in Harry Grant. Now, it was sort of... well, there were two options, right? It was either bring in Grant or bring in Nico Hines. Now, for Grant... I could literally just bring Grant straight in for Sam Walker. I swung Tanner Boyd down to the second halfback spot, and Sam Walker goes for Harry Grant, and I could do that with my second trade without needing any more cash, and it just worked really nicely. The other play with Hines, I could have traded out Walker again, but I would have had to find cash elsewhere, and that would have meant either I would have kept Tanner Boyd as my starting dummy half, or maybe I would have made money with Boyd trading down to Sonny Luke, but then Sonny Luke would have had to be my starting dummy half, and I'm not that keen on Sonny Luke as it stands. So yeah, I think this was just the best option, because I could have, and again, I didn't really want to trade down anyone else. Like, I do want to bring in Schuster, but Wilton, I'm happy with. Hopgood, I'm happy with for now, because he's still got money to make, and potentially the score will increase. For Feeder, potentially, but I still like him. Garner, I want to give another week at least. Cartwright has money to make, and Preston obviously has money to make. So I didn't really want to trade down. So that's what I've done, and I actually don't think I'm going to use a trade boost. I don't think I need to. Like I don't mind keeping an extra trade boost up my sleeve because, yeah, I just don't think it's necessary at the moment because the team. Let's just go through it. So Harry Grant, Wade Egan. I actually think that could be... And I know I said I was going to fade Harry Grant, but like I said, it sort of came down to Hines or Grant. And it was just much simpler to bring Harry Grant in. I didn't have a proper dummy half, so, with Egan being out. So it just made more sense to bring Grant in. And the Grant-Egan combo, honestly, maybe Egan comes back from concussion and starts to lose a bit of cash after a couple of weeks. And we do flip him off to somebody else potentially, but I like the combo. I think this combo potentially could see us through to the end. Grant's going to stay now. It's just a matter of if Egan can hold it, and depending on when their buys are and stuff, because he won't play Origin, which is also great. The front row, Tarpany, Utakamanu, obviously they're staying. Christian Welsh, he's on the chopping block, but there's no one cheap that I really want. There's no cheapies at the moment. Like Shaq Mitchell is now out for 8 weeks. David Moali, maybe he gets more minutes, but like the first round, the Rabbitohs had Totola out in the first couple of minutes and Jai Arrow gone very early. And he still only played like 39 minutes, so I don't really see Moali being that great. The back row, I'm pretty happy with the back row. Obviously, it could strengthen, but they're all like money-making potential. And the only, I guess, Kalamatangi would be nice, but he's getting quite expensive. And I just like the back row at the moment. The halves, obviously, the halves do need work. I mean, the big one here, I do need Hines in, and I think. The fact that I'm not going Hines this week, I think my plan is to pretty much get Hines after their bye because obviously they take on the Dragons, which is a pretty good matchup. So potentially Hines could go really big, and it would be a bit of a shame. And then they do have the Warriors, but then they have the bye. So I don't get me wrong, I would love to have Hines in this week. But it just makes more sense not to completely ruin the team to get him in for 2 weeks and then he has a bye. So I just think I'll wait till after the bye, make some cash, and bring him in for Tanner Boyd. I'm just praying Tanner Boyd can just somehow jag a try, a try assist. Just please get one big score in the next 2 weeks. I beg of you, just so you can get some money. Otherwise, it's going to be tough to get Hines in. I got to free up a lot of cash. So yeah, the halves. Adam Dewey is obviously a big talking point, and a lot of people are trading him out. How many own him actually at the moment? So 39% of teams still have him. I don't know how many people are trading him out, but like, obviously it is a worry. Like the Tigers' form and his potential toe injury or whatever it is, but he's been named a fullback, and at the end of the day, if he's playing fullback, he's got to run the ball. Like, it's just, that's what he's there for. So I don't expect big things from Dewey and the Tigers, because they do also have a really tough draw. They got Melbourne, Broncos, Parramatta, Manly, Penrith. That's really bad. But I'm just hoping Dewey can be pretty safe, because again, there's just not that many 5'8" I'm that keen on, and the trade's just not that viable at the moment. I mean, Dylan Brown is probably the guy I want the most, because again, he won't play Origin. He's starting to find some good form, but it's probably a longer term play, and Dewey's just staying. Katoa, he's just staying for now. I mean, I guess the what's it called? The decision to make next week will be, who do I bring in Schuster for? Because Schuster, Schuster 100% will be coming into the team, and I do think it'll be in the back row, but I don't know who it's going to be for. Because the problem is that Cartwright, he probably still has way more money to make, and so does Preston, and I don't really want to get rid of either. Luke Garner, maybe the guy to go, maybe for feeder? I don't know, because I'll need to make some good cash from it, but I don't want to waste the potential points and money from these other guys, so it's a tough decision. The back line, I'm pretty happy with the back line, honestly. Holmes, Kiraz, Miller, Taruva. The cheapies, Alamotti is definitely a gun. I mean, I think he'll make some really good cash, and if you got to play him, I don't think it's an issue. Khan Pereira, I think he is definitely... He's going to be quick to go as soon as he makes some cash. Thankfully, he got that 65. Will Warbrick, not looking great, but it is what it is. And then our fullbacks, I mean, Trebojevic, as long as he stays fit, he is an absolute keeper. And then Reece Walsh, the Broncos have a good draw, so hopefully he can just continue the form, and eventually we'll flip him on to probably Mitchell, or maybe Garrick. I mean, Garrick is the one guy I want to bring in, and it's sort of a factor. We bring him in as the fullback, and then it sort of depends on who's still to make money, because I think Miller potentially can go for Garrick when he's sort of at his ceiling, because Miller has been really solid, and obviously he got 100 last week, but he probably doesn't quite have the upside, even though he got the 100. He scored 2 tries and still didn't crack a ton. So I think Miller potentially, or Kiraz. I mean, if Kiraz doesn't come out and the Dogs don't look that good, and Kiraz makes a bit more cash, potentially we can just swing him on to Ruben Garrick, because Kiraz is a guy that potentially he could lose his money quickly if the Dogs start looking like crap, which could happen. So potentially Kiraz. But yeah, that's sort of the plan. I mean, the only guys, like Nico Hines is a priority for round 7. And then the rest of it, like, we'll just play by ear. I mean, Tohu Harris probably is the other guy in the front row, or Payne Haas, potentially. But yeah, it's looking okay. I think... I like the team. I just, we just need a bit of luck with the captaincy. So this week, our 4 reserves, Reece Walsh, obviously... I mean, Preston is sort of a must-have in the back row. He's looking really good. Luke Garner, we're obviously gonna play, and then probably Cartwright. I'm not that happy with it. Who are the Dogs playing? The Warriors. Yeah, Alamotti I don't particularly like. Probably to go with the safety of Cartwright. He's looking pretty good. I know it's against the Panthers, but it should be a... I don't know. I don't know. Cartwright I'm not that keen on, but he's probably the safest option. Utakamanu, again, we could put it on him. He'll get 40 to 50. That's fine. And then there's captain, vice captain. So I just think Nathan Cleary is the best vice captain. And then Harry Grant or Tom Trebojevic, I think, are the captaincy options. And I think the fact the Storm are taking on the Tigers at Amy Park, they've lost again. Like, surely they're going to come out and fire up. I mean, I don't like to captain someone who's just got 100, but surely the Storm are going to be better. And Harry Grant has to be a big part of that if they are to win. So I'm thinking Grant, just straight captain Grant. I know a lot of people are going to, so it's not a bad option. So, yeah, I might just play it safe like that. Trebojevic, he's killing it, but they're taking on the Rabbitohs, who, again, they're not... I don't hate the Trebojevic. Like, the Rabbitohs are definitely not a defensive powerhouse team. Their forwards are a little bit weak at the moment. They could run through this Rabbitohs side, Manly, and Trebojevic is he's just always there. He's just always there, dude. So I don't know. I'll have to decide Trebojevic or Grant, but that's how it stands at the moment. Like I said, I'm just going to save the trade. I'm just hoping Tanner Boyd. Who are the Titans face in the next 2 weeks? They've got the Cowboys, which it's not the worst. Like, the Cowboys haven't looked great. And then they've got Dragons. So, I know they got that damn bye. They got the damn bye in round 5. Ah, man. Oh, that's honestly awful timing. Because, yeah, we got to free up basically 600k. Is that going to be possible? Maybe not. I mean, again, it depends how Hines starts, because I'm sort of working on the fact that he'll kill it these couple of weeks. He'll go on the bye, and then I want to bring him straight in. But, I mean, it's shown, like, Cleary has only averaged 50. Tedesco is averaging 50. Like, the top liners, I mean, granted went up a bit in money. He was the one real expensive guy, with probably Ruben Garrick, that have kept their price. But Nico Hines might come out a bit slow. Like, does he goal kick? He probably does, because I don't think they've really got another goal kicker. I know I know Trindle had an ankle issue, and he gave Talakai a kick at goal. It was a bit shocking, but he probably does kick goals. But, you know, the calf injury, you never know what will happen. Maybe he's a bit slow to get going. So if his price drops a lot, maybe you just hold off from picking him up right in round 7. So, you know, we'll play it by ear the next 2 weeks. I don't mind having a look at him. And yeah, I think I'm pretty content with the team. So yeah, hopefully guys are enjoying the Supercoach action. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.